You're going.
Oh, okay. My name is Mould-Cook, and I interviewed a police officer from the Leicestershire Police Constabulary, but obviously he wants to remain anonymous. So the first question I asked him was, what tasks does the job involve? And obviously a range of tasks. So he can go from patrolling the streets to kind of doing police security and big events like football games, concerts. Obviously when they're on the streets they can do arrests right there and then if they see something. They can also get called out to emergencies, obviously on the streets, at events, in houses, and then to investigate or to do arrests. Obviously he doesn't conduct interviews, but he can sit in on interviews. He assists with prison officers, so transporting prisoners and doing watches in prisons. Question people on the scene. Obviously he can't go into too much depth because that doesn't involve in his job role. He does a lot of paperwork, so they have to do reports on every stop and search. The next question I asked was, what is a typical day like? So obviously every day is different because one day could go on the streets and nothing could happen. Some day he could have quite a few arrests or he could get called out, and some days he might just be doing paperwork. The most enjoyable parts of the job were obviously that he feels like he's making an impact because he's making society safe, he's helping people, obviously meets a lot of new people on the job, like the public and obviously the colleagues that he works with. The least enjoyable parts of the job were that obviously you've got a lot of difficult people, people can be violent, it can be quite sad at times, the stuff that you have to arrest people for and what you see families going through. Obviously there's a lot of paperwork and the hours can be tiring. Then I asked, how competitive is it for new entrants? Obviously it wasn't as competitive, but it's getting more competitive now because the funding is being cut, so more people are getting cut from the police force, so it's getting more competitive, so they're looking for people with more experience and better qualifications. The entry requirements are basic GCSE, you need their essentials, so obviously you need a C in English, Math, Science. But you can also get in with A-levels, with degrees, you can do college courses, and they obviously all allow you in. The key qualities: you need effective communication skills, you need to be a strong leader, but you need to work well in a team, you need to remain calm, you need to work without a prejudice view, you need sound judgment, and you need a sense of personal responsibility. Then I asked, how is your work changing? And obviously it's becoming very different because there's less funding, there's more cuts being made within the police force, there's more paperwork to be done, and obviously people's views on the police force are changing because of new things that arise, and so people are sometimes getting a more negative view of the police, but obviously they're trying to change that. What sorts of jobs in this field do people move on to? So you can become a constable, a superintendent, a detective, you can move on to the recruitment part, anti-terrorism bits, obviously there's loads of different bits. And then I asked what type of training. So there is the initial police learning and development programme, and you also do a level 3 diploma in policing in the first 2 years. These involve physical fitness tests, supervised patrols, independent patrols, and obviously throughout their career they've got constant training to keep up with the laws and different things that are going on. Then I asked, when you were younger, did you have a career plan? And he said yes, he always wanted to be a policeman because his uncle was a policeman, and obviously he used to watch TV series, documentaries, and that inspired him. And then I asked, has your career followed the path that you expected? He said yeah, he's very happy with it, he loves his job and he wouldn't change it. So from that, obviously I gained a very helpful insight, because I've always wanted to go something either in the police or the prison sector, but I didn't know which one to go into, so that obviously helped me because I learned a lot about how to get into it, what the job's like on a more personal level, because I could talk to him one-on-one. So after that, obviously I looked online and you can apply to be a volunteer within the police force, so I've applied for that, and then to go to a meeting in April. But obviously it helped me see what kind of personal development you can do in the police force and how you can learn about yourself on a different level within different careers, and you learn new qualities by doing it. But obviously I need to do more research into that sector to see which bits that I want to do.